This is the Bay Area's news station. KRON 4 News starts now.
Secret no longer, the head of the National Security Agency revealing how its widespread surveillance has foiled plots, it says, against America. And other fallout from the revelations by former NSA analyst Edward Snowden. President Obama goes on PBS to try to reassure Americans. And Yahoo disclosing it's getting more than 100 data requests every day. Grant Lodes begins our coverage.
Well, Edward Snowden still believed to be in Hong Kong watching the hornet's nest he stirred up in Washington. Responding to his leak of U.S. government secrets, counter-terror officials reluctantly gave up some secrets of their own. A plot to bomb New York subways, another plot to blow up the stock exchange, a retaliatory attack on a Danish newspaper for mocking the prophet Muhammad, and a scheme to funnel money from San Diego to an al-Qaeda group in Africa. Top security officials testified today that all of them were foiled by covert surveillance of email and phone calls.
I believe we have achieved this security and relative safety in a way that does not compromise the privacy and civil liberties of our citizens.
The headlines talked about more than 50 plots foiled by data mining. But in fact, the head of the NSA added a qualifying phrase.
These programs, together with other intelligence, have protected the U.S. and our allies from terrorist threats across the globe.
Today's hearing was titled, quote, How Disclosed NSA Programs Protect Americans and Why Disclosure Aids Our Adversaries. The questions from the Intelligence Committee chairman allowed plenty of leeway.
Is the NSA have the ability to listen to Americans' phone calls or read their emails under these two programs?
No, we do not have that authority.
Note the answer said nothing about ability.
Does the technology exist at the NSA to flip a switch by some analyst to listen to Americans' phone calls or read their emails?
No.
Again, the technology may exist, but it could take more than a flip of a switch. At least one committee member was skeptical.
They trouble me because of the breadth and the scope of the information collection. If a capability exists, from time to time it will be abused.
And this issue far from over for the U.S. government. The head of the NSA is going to give closed-door testimony tomorrow. Catherine?
Thanks, Grant. Yahoo says it got between 12,000 and 13,000 requests for data from government agencies, and that's just in the 6 months ending May 31st. The most common requests concerned fraud, homicides, and kidnappings. Yahoo says it plans to update their report about twice a year. The requests were made as part of PRISM, the recently revealed highly classified NSA program. NSA surveillance and Syria and the plight of working Americans, those were all topics the president covered today in an interview with PBS's Charlie Rose. Brianna Keeler reports.
In a candid and unusually long interview with PBS's Charlie Rose, President Obama revealed how defending the homeland weighs on him, even as he discussed his goal of helping the middle class.
And that is the thing that I'm going to be focused on for the remainder of my presidency, along with the basics like making sure nobody blows us up.
Obama stood by newly revealed NSA programs that gather vast amounts of phone and online data from millions of Americans.
Should this be transparent in some way?
It is transparent. That's why we set up the FISA court.
That's the secret court that rules on warrants for surveillance. At suggestions his administration has been heavy-handed, Obama bristled.
Because some people say, well, you know, Obama was this raving liberal before, now he's, you know, Dick Cheney. My concern has always been not that we shouldn't do intelligence gathering to prevent terrorism, but rather, are we setting up a systems of checks and balances?
Obama discussed the bloody civil war in Syria, where his administration recently said the government had crossed a red line by using chemical weapons against rebels, some the U.S. support. Long overdue, said Republicans like Senator John McCain.
These aren't professional fighters. The notion that there was some professional military inside of Syria for us to immediately support.
In Northern Ireland, Obama met with Russian President Vladimir Putin, whose government is supplying arms to Syria.
We share an interest in reducing the violence.
No breakthrough, though Obama and Putin said they will push both sides to negotiate a peace. Brianna Keeler, CNN, Sligo, Ireland.
And the G8 summit did wrap up today in Northern Ireland. A joint statement that they issued at the end stops just short of demanding that Syria's leader step down. Russia, again, does not agree, doesn't even accept the claim that the Syrian government has been using chemical weapons in the civil war. And in the end, there really wasn't much offered that might help end that dispute. There was, however, a pledge to send nearly $1.5 billion in humanitarian aid to Syria and its neighbors.